Hey guys, Mark Holmes here, and as always, I want to thank you all for watching, commenting, subscribing, and being part of the Joe Boo Sports Report. Without you guys, man, this does not work without you guys. Man, I am excited because today's my birthday. I'm literally driving my wife crazy because all day long she's like, well, what can I do for you? It's your birthday. And I'm like, I don't need anything. I'm good. I've been working outside, getting ready for tomorrow's game. We're going to have some rain, so I figured out a way to put up a whole tarp out there so that way we can get covered up in there, and I've gotten, I've been doing what I've been doing, which is constantly going. She's like, well, let's play some cards. Let's watch a movie. And it's like, if that'll make you have a happy birthday for me, okay. But this is what I really like to do. But we're cool. Because I was like, you know what I want? I said, I want my favorite meal. She said, well, what's your favorite? She said, what do you want? I said, I want a nice grilled ribeye steak, because I got my grill out there, and man, because it can get that real super high heat, it locks it in there. And I got some last week, some ribeyes, so I went back to BJ's and I bought some more ribeyes today. So this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to show you how I do my favorite cut of meat. Now here's the thing about meat. See, a lot of times people will look and they say, oh, I want lean meat and everything else, But see, what you want is, you need fat. I'm sorry, you need fat, because fat is flavor. You need to see a marble. You see how you see those little cuts of fat that are in there? That's what you want for steak. Now, it's kind of like my daughter said to me. She said that Italians say that chicken is for dogs because it doesn't have flavor, because it's just chicken breast. Because the chicken breast, basically, there's no fat really with it. So it's meat, but the flavor is actually if you get the thighs. So if you're making chicken broth, you need to have some thighs in there to really get that flavor. So here's what we're going to do with this steak. Now, these are close to about a pound a piece. They're about an inch thick, because I like my steak thick. And I like my steak medium rare, which is about 135 degrees in the middle. Because, I like it red. If you don't like rare meat, red steak, eat chicken. So here's what we're going to do. This is the way I do it. Doesn't mean it's the way everybody should do it. This is the way I do it, the way I like it. So what I'm going to do, my Worcestershire sauce, okay, or Worcestershire sauce, or however the heck you say it, okay, we're going to use that. We're going to actually go through, let me move the camera down here. We're going to go through, and we're going to cover the top of that with some Worcestershire sauce, so some of it runs up underneath of it, okay? Because this is our seasoning and our marinade for it. Okay, then we're going to take some, excuse me, sorry. All right, so then we're going to take some balsamic vinegar. I'm going to put some of that on there. Balsamic vinegar is very sweet tasting vinegar. You got the oak barrels and stuff in there that give it all that flavor. And then we're going to take some red wine. All right, so we're going to do that, and then we're going to make sure it gets good and wet on both sides. So we'll raise this up, and yeah, you just want that to get on all of it. So see how that didn't have any right there on it? So turn that over, let it run up underneath of there. Yeah, buddy. These are going to be so good. You're going to hate me. When you see these cook, you will hate me. Okay? I'm going to put some chipotle chili powder on it. There we go. Some chipotle chili powder, some garlic salt. Montreal steak season. You see what size I buy it in. I'm going to cover that real good. And then fresh pepper. Buy a pepper grinder. Get some peppercorns. At least get a little exercise. I mean, it's not a lot, but every bit counts. Now, then we're going to put some garlic. Fresh garlic on here. You see that? You see that right there? Boom. You're halfway there. I'm gonna flip this over and do the same thing on the other side. I'm gonna let this stuff sit for about an hour. Now, here's what we're gonna do with these. Because we need to get our veggies too, okay? And if you're actually doing keto, this is great for keto to get the meat. Because the other thing we're gonna do is we're gonna take some asparagus. We're gonna grill some asparagus on the grill with this. We're gonna put them on top of it. Then we're gonna put blue cheese on it. So you get your protein, you get your cheese, and you get, of course, your vegetable on there as well. So it's kind of like, yeah, it's kind of like everything keto-wise. And the other thing I'm going to do is I realized I've got a whole bunch of mushrooms here. So I'm going to cook these mushrooms in some butter and add some rosemary and thyme to it and some beef broth. And we're going to let that reduce down with some of the red wine as well. And that'll be a nice little thick paste kind of, or not paste, I like a thick gravy. The wine, of course, it's not really, you're not supposed to use too much wine with keto, but, you know, it'll cook down and it'll make it really, really rich. And you'll have the mushrooms with that on there. You'll have the blue cheese and the asparagus, and it will be really, really good. Now, because it's my birthday, I'm also going to make some Greek potatoes. So I got some new red potatoes, and I'm going to cook those with some Greek dressing. Okay, so it's not keto, and I haven't really been on keto in a while since I had the problems when COVID first started. So I'm going to get back on keto. But right now, if you want to do keto, this steak recipe is great for it. The only thing is it's more meat than you should have. You could take this and you could share this with 2 people, and that way you'd have your about 4 ounces of meat. Okay, so we're gonna let this go ahead and just chill, baby, chill, baby, chill. And then we're gonna cook that on the grill with our asparagus. Isn't that beautiful? Look at that. Ooh-wee. All right, I'll be back later. All right, so we got our steaks marinating right now and stuff, so I'm going to get ready to cook those in a little bit. My wife went out to the store. She said, oh, we're going to the grocery store. You need anything? I was like, yeah, I need some butter. And that was about an hour ago or so, so they probably went someplace else to do something. But in the meantime, I'm going to get ready for having dinner because it's my birthday and I'm going to have a good dinner. And what we're going to do is we got the steaks, you know, we saw season that. We got those marinating, and here's what we're going to have. I know this is not keto, and I haven't been on keto, but I'm going to get back on keto because my behind is kind of fat and getting fatter. But what we're going to do is, because it is my birthday, I'm going to enjoy this. We're going to make some Greek potatoes. So I have some new red potatoes, and I'm going to put these, I'm going to pre-slice these up in little chunks, and I'm going to cook them in the microwave for about 3 minutes just to soften them up. 5 minutes to soften them up. And it's actually a really easy recipe because what we're going to do is we're just going to use some Greek salad dressing / marinade. We're going to pour some of that on there with some fresh garlic, and I'm going to put some oregano and some fresh thyme on it. So it'll give you that nice, you know, Greek style taste on it. So we have those, and we'll have the steaks with the asparagus, and I also have some mushrooms. And what I'm going to do with the mushrooms is I'm going to take about half a stick of butter. I'm going to slice up the mushrooms, and I'm going to go ahead and cook those in there, saute them a bit, and then we're going to add some red wine and some beef broth and just let that reduce. We're going to add some more of the rosemary and the thyme to that as well, and that'll be a nice reduction to go with the steak. And I'm going to make a horseradish sauce. And horseradish sauce is actually really simple. You get some horseradish, some mayonnaise, and some sour cream, mix it up together, and you put it on that. Oh man, this is going to be good. This is going to be really, really good. So fill this up with potatoes. We'll put some of the Greek dressing on it, and we'll put it in the microwave. So that way it'll kind of soften up a little bit. It helps speed the cooking, because then we're going to bake it in the oven on 375, and it'll keep them, you know, so they don't have to burn quite as much. It'll get them crispy and still soft on the inside. Oh, and this is what I'm talking about, the Greek marinade. And I need to go outside and get some rosemary too. But we're just gonna cover this stuff up real good. I'm gonna chop up the garlic. I'm gonna go grab some rosemary. I'll be right back. I'm gonna grab the sprig. It's growing outside. Yeah. Fresh oregano and fresh rosemary. So I'm gonna just pull that right off the stem. Pull these leaves right off the stem. And I'm gonna chop that up with the garlic and just mix that up in there. And put a little bit of garlic salt on it, and these are gonna be good to go. Preferably don't chop your fingers off. And I think that's the way with the butter.
Hey.
Hey. All right, we got that chopped up real good. Mix that up with the potatoes, put it in the microwave, get a little bit of heat on it, and then we're gonna put it in the oven and let it go. Look at that. Can you smell that? Look at those fresh herbs. Just need to stir that up, and then we're gonna get that started. Oh, get back in there. All right, a little more salt, cool, and a little bit more salad dressing. All right. Like I said, this will soften it up a little bit, so then all of a sudden you get the heat and everything else. It'll kind of brown some of them, and it'll just make it a little bit easier. It'll save some time. Okay, and then the next thing, I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna go through the mushrooms, and I'm gonna get some butter in here and get this started. And this is gonna be great too. And also too, I almost forgot, I gotta put garlic in this. You notice I cook with a lot of garlic. Garlic is like the spice of life. Okay, you need lots of garlic in your life. It's good for you. I love mushrooms. Okay, I'm gonna get the butter started.
Are you sure your wine's coming before we work them?
All right, so we got our mushrooms over here. We're gonna saute these. I may need to add a little bit more butter into it because I got this a little too hot. And I'm gonna add some olive oil to it. Now, here's the thing. There's one thing about mushrooms. I don't know if it's true or not, but I believe it to be true. They say don't add salt to it until after you finish sauteing it because it takes the moisture out of it or something. I don't know, but you know, it's like one of those things that I was told, get 2 drops of paint to go in like semi-gloss white paint, so that way it has some pigment in it because it covers better. Don't know if it's true, but I do it all the time. So we're gonna let these reduce. We're gonna put our garlic in there as well. Put our garlic to saute in there as well. And then once they kind of start to get soft, what we're going to do is we're going to add some wine. We're going to add about half a cup of wine, and we're going to add the chicken broth, beef broth right here. Add some garlic salt. We're going to add some rosemary and some thyme to it, and we're just going to let it reduce, and it'll get thick, and it'll be great with the steaks. And also too, here we go. We microwaved the potatoes, so they're a little bit warm. You see that steam coming off of it? Now we're going to put them in the oven. Once that gets hot, and just let those cook for about 30 minutes. Oh boy. And then soon we're going to take care of the steaks and the asparagus. Ah! I lost one. Oop, there we go. All right, I'm gonna let that simmer a little bit. I'm gonna go turn on the grill. All right, so you see all those mushrooms have actually reduced down, they've shrunk. And you see all that moisture that's already come off of the mushrooms themselves. Now, I've got some more fresh rosemary that we're gonna put in there. We already have our garlic that's in there that's sauteing with it. We're gonna put some fresh pepper. Lots of pepper. Some garlic salt. You know I love my garlic salt. We're gonna put our beef broth. And we're gonna put some wine in there. Yeah, we're gonna use the wine before the wife gets a chance to drink it up. We're gonna turn that up some more. Now what's gonna happen, we're gonna want this to get real hot real quick. And then we're just gonna let it reduce. And what's gonna happen is that juice will be literally reduced to about half of it. But what it will do is it basically will intensify the flavors in there, and it'll make like a thick sauce, and that's what you want. So we're gonna get it to boil and then back it off.
They did not offer up that kind of thing.
I need to taste it, just get a little taste. Oh yeah. Yeah, you can taste the wine in there. You can taste the beef broth. You can taste the rosemary. You can taste the garlic.
Oh, wow.
But it hasn't had a chance yet to marry up together. But once they reduce, that'll get in there and it'll really intensify that flavor. And so you put a little of this on the steak with the mushrooms. Oh, it's a great side dish. Okay. And you can start cooking the steak in just a few minutes. Oh, man. Oh, baby. I can't wait. I can't wait.